Before the story even begins, pause and ask yourself one question. Are you truly ready to listen? Are you ready to recognize the voice that has walked beside you like a shadow, steady even in the brightest sunlight of your life? If the answer is yes, then stop scrolling. Close your eyes for just a second, or at least let your mind rest right here. Feel this voice, because this is not an ordinary moment. This is not just random words on a screen. This is the key to something that has been hidden inside you all along, the moment when everything could change. At first, everything around you looks the same. The walls of your room, the furniture, the ordinary objects of your everyday life. But slowly, they begin to fade, becoming translucent, like thin veils revealing another world behind them. Even the air feels different, as though it's holding its breath. The ticking of the clock slows into the rhythm of a deep inhale. This is not silence. This is sacred stillness, the kind of stillness where the entire universe pauses to listen, and in that pause, your name is written. I'm not here to beg you to stay. I'm here to wake you up. This pull you feel, this strange stirring, this sense that something bigger is happening right now. This is not coincidence. This is a divine intersection, a sacred pause planted right in the middle of your life. It's the moment where time and eternity meet. And if you miss this moment, if you brush it aside like another distraction, then the part of you that's been longing for true life may go quiet again. Think about it. Your phone beats like a machine heart, every notification stealing a little more of your focus. Your TV, your feeds, spinning stories that make you feel small, stories that aren't even yours. And yet, beneath all that noise, a voice has been calling you, over and over. But can you even hear it anymore? Or have you trained yourself to ignore it? Because ignoring feels safer than facing the truth. Your soul has been restless for a long time, but you've called that restlessness normal. You cover it with busyness, with other people's highlight reels, with the endless shuffle of to-do lists. But right now, in this one fragile moment, you are being invited to stop, to turn inward, to hear again the voice that has been writing your story from the very beginning. Remember the first time hope flickered inside you, the first dream that ever lit up your heart? That was not random. That was a sign, a gift, a direction. But life got loud, didn't it? You ignored it. You told yourself, not now. I'm not ready. No one will understand. And time slipped by. But listen, that same dream is calling you again. This time with more depth, more certainty, more urgency. I need you to know this. The burdens you carry, most of them were never meant for you. They are stories you inherited, lies you borrowed, weights you picked up along the way. Your heart was designed to be a cathedral, spacious, filled with light. But you've turned it into a storage unit, packed with regrets, shame, fear, and forgotten dreams. You wear your mistakes like clothing, covering yourself in guilt, convinced it's who you are. But hear me, you are not your mistakes. You are more, infinitely more. Words can barely contain the truth of who you are. You see yourself as abandoned, but you are royalty. You live as if you're begging for scraps, yet you're the heir of abundance. You're trembling like a fragile leaf, when in truth, you were made to shine like the sun. Time is not infinite for you. That is the harsh truth. Every day you delay, every choice you put off, every moment wasted, it never comes back. Maybe you've been telling yourself, tomorrow I'll change, tomorrow I'll be ready. But tomorrow is never promised. That's why this voice is urgent, because every heartbeat matters. Every breath is a gift. And if you keep repeating the same choices you made yesterday, You already know what tomorrow will look like. But listen, I didn't come to threaten you. I came to stand beside you, loving, patient, but powerful. I am fire, gentle when held, but uncontainable when ignored. I am the ocean, safe for children playing at the shore, but deeper than the largest ships can fathom. I am offering you freedom, but freedom comes with responsibility, because choice is the most serious gift I have given you. And the root of what keeps you chained? Pride. That quiet pride that whispers, I don't need help. I'll handle this myself. But pride deceives you. It weighs you down, even as it convinces you that you're standing tall. Pride is like wearing clothes 2 sizes too small, suffocating, yet familiar. And all the while, the world you've trusted is crumbling. The systems you've leaned on are fragile. The successes you've chased, they never satisfy for long. The truth? You have a hole inside you that nothing can fill, except the love that made you. So let me shift my voice. Let me speak not as a judge, but as a father. When I look at you, I don't see just your failures. I see the lonely nights behind those failures, the silent cries, the weight you carried when no one else was watching. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not trapped forever in the cycles of your past. Even the scars, the regrets, the wasted years, these can all become the soil for a brand new beginning. I know your fears. I know your shame. I know the anxieties that steal your sleep, the habits that keep you chained. But I've never left you. Even when you thought it was just luck or timing, it was me who stepped in. It was me who opened doors. It was me who closed others to protect you. And the strength you need to change, it doesn't come from you trying harder. It comes from me every morning, fresh and ready. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant fear, and fear grows. Plant gratitude, faith, love, and watch your entire life transform. I'm not asking you to fake it. I'm not asking you to pretend the pain isn't real. I'm telling you, I am more real than the pain. And surrender, though it sounds like weakness, is the doorway to victory. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means handing them over to me, so I can make them bigger than you ever imagined. Right now, in this exact breath, I am offering you something. My hand is extended, not to condemn, but to lift. Come as you are, with your doubts, your fears, your broken pieces. I will not test you. I will embrace you. This moment, this breath, could be the beginning of your new life. A decision, a turning point. The river inside you that has been still too long. It's ready to flow again. The song that was written for you, it's ready to be heard again. My eyes are on you. My heart is beating for you. My hand is stretched toward you. Your name is written in a book that cannot be erased. The only question is, will you take it? Will you step into the love that has been waiting for you all along? This is not the end. This is an invitation. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. The next chapter of your story begins here. Will you write it? Soft music rises, then fades into silence, like the beginning of a great journey. You're still here. That means something inside you has already said yes. Not with words, not even with thoughts, but with a whisper from the deepest part of you, the part that has been waiting to exhale for years. Take a moment and notice how your body feels right now. There's a reason your chest feels lighter, your shoulders less tense. Because when truth enters the room, lies begin to lose their grip. And right now, truth is unraveling the chains you thought were permanent. I see the way you've been moving through life, smiling on the outside, while inside, You're carrying storms no one else sees. You laugh when people expect you to. You nod when they need reassurance. But when the lights go out and silence returns, you're left with a weight that seems impossible to put into words. But let me tell you something powerful. What you call weakness is actually proof of your strength. If you were truly weak, you wouldn't still be standing. You wouldn't have survived the nights you thought would break you. You wouldn't be here, listening now, if there wasn't a greater purpose stitched into your story. Think about it. The moments you almost gave up, but didn't. The times you thought, this is the end, but somehow you woke up the next morning anyway. The heartbreaks that felt like they would consume you, but instead, they carved out space inside you for deeper love, greater compassion, stronger resilience. You thought those moments were punishments. They were actually preparations. You've been walking through fire, and yes, it burned, but it also refined you. Every tear you shed watered the soil for a future you couldn't see yet. Every scar you carry is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you healed, that you're still here, that life tried to crush you, and it couldn't. But here's the part you need to understand. You weren't meant to just survive. You were meant to live, to expand, to step into the fullness of who you are. And that means it's time to stop rehearsing your pain and start rewriting your future. You've been telling yourself a story. I'm not enough. I've made too many mistakes. It's too late for me. People like me don't get second chances. But those are not your words. Those are echoes of fear. They were planted in you by voices that didn't see your light, or by circumstances that tried to dim it. And you believed them for so long, you forgot they weren't even yours. It's time to reclaim your voice. Close your eyes for just a second and picture yourself standing in a vast, empty theater. The stage is empty. The seats are silent. And in your hands, you're holding a script. But here's the truth. The script is blank. The story hasn't been written yet. You've been acting like the play was already finished, like you were just filling a role someone else assigned you. But no, the pen is in your hand. The future is unwritten, and the stage is waiting for you to step into it. Don't you see? Every limit you thought was real, every cage you thought was locked, it was an illusion. The lock was never sealed. The door has always been open. All it takes is a decision to walk through it. And yes, I know what you're thinking. You're scared. Scared to hope again. Scared to dream again. Because what if you fail? What if it hurts again? But let me ask you, what if you fly? What if the very thing you've been afraid of is the bridge to the life you were made for? What if your greatest fear is actually hiding your greatest freedom? Listen carefully. Fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a compass. Fear shows you the exact direction of your next breakthrough. If you run from it, it grows larger. If you face it, it shrinks. You've been hiding pieces of yourself, thinking they're too broken to be seen. But those very pieces are the ones that will set others free. Someone out there is waiting for your story, waiting for your voice, waiting for the light that only you carry. And here's the miracle. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need every step mapped. You only need the courage to take the next one. Just one. Think of a seed, tiny, fragile, buried in darkness. But inside that seed is an entire forest. The oak tree doesn't know how tall it will become. It just breaks open when the rain comes. That's all you need to do. Break open. Let the rain in. Let yourself grow into what you were always meant to be. You've been standing on the edge for too long, looking at the water, wondering if you should jump. Let me tell you, the water will catch you. The current will carry you. And on the other side is the life you've been searching for. Not the life where you just survive, Not the life where you shrink yourself to fit into spaces too small for your soul, but the life where you expand, where you rise, where you shine. This is the moment. Not someday. Not when you're ready. Not when the circumstances look perfect. Now. Because life doesn't wait. And neither should you. So take the step. Write the first word. Make the call. Forgive yourself. Release the weight. Plant the seed. Say yes. And as you do, remember this. You are not alone. You've never been alone. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every spark of inspiration, it's all proof that you're being guided, held, loved. This is your time. This is your chapter. This is your awakening. You stayed. That already proves something powerful. Deep down, you know this isn't just another set of words. Something inside you is waking up. And now, we go even deeper. For too long, you've been living in fragments. Pieces of yourself scattered across past regrets, future anxieties, unfinished dreams. But here's the truth. You were never meant to live in pieces. You were meant to live whole. You were meant to rise in the fullness of who you are. Think about how much energy you've wasted trying to be what others expected. You wore masks so often, you forgot what your real face looked like. You smiled when you wanted to cry. You said, "I'm fine," when your soul was screaming for help. You became a master at hiding. But at what cost? The cost was yourself. But the hiding ends here. The pretending ends here. Because freedom is not found in becoming what the world wants. It's found in becoming who you truly are. And let me tell you, your true self is not weak. Your true self is not broken beyond repair. Your true self is fierce, luminous, unshakable. That part of you has been waiting behind locked doors, waiting for you to finally turn the key. I know what you're thinking. You're wondering if people will accept you when you step out as your authentic self. You're afraid they'll reject you, abandon you, or misunderstand you. But hear this clearly. Their acceptance was never your assignment. Your mission was never to be liked. It was to be real. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs you. The raw, unfiltered, beautifully human you. Because authenticity is magnetic. The moment you stand in your truth, you give others permission to stand in theirs. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself standing in front of a mirror. Not the mirror in your bathroom. Not the mirror you check before you leave the house. A deeper mirror. One that doesn't show your skin, but your soul. Look into it. What do you see? At first, you may see scars, mistakes, a history you wish you could rewrite. But keep looking. Look past the surface. See the resilience. See the strength. See the spark that nothing, no pain, no failure, no betrayal could ever extinguish. That spark is still alive in you. It's small maybe, but small sparks start wildfires. And that's exactly what's about to happen. A wildfire of transformation. Because when you start honoring your truth, you become unstoppable. Fear can't chain you anymore. Shame can't silence you anymore. The old patterns can't trap you anymore. You rise above them. Not because they vanish, but because they no longer define you. Remember this. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel fear. Courage means you move anyway. The trembling hands, the racing heart, the doubts that whisper in your ear, they don't mean stop. They mean you're on the verge of breakthrough. You've been waiting for a perfect moment to begin. But perfect moments don't exist. There's only this one, the imperfect, messy, holy now. And this moment is enough. Picture it like this. Your life is a canvas. Until now, others have been holding the brush, painting over your colors with their opinions, their expectations, their judgments. But today you take the brush back. Today, you paint in your own colors. Bold, vivid, unapologetic. And don't worry if the first strokes are shaky. Don't worry if the picture isn't clear yet. Masterpieces are not made in one brushstroke. They're made in layers. Mistakes, corrections, bold choices, delicate details. And every layer tells a story. Your story is not finished. In fact, it's barely begun. So breathe deep. Feel the ground beneath you, solid and steady. Feel your heart, steady like a drum, reminding you, you are alive. You are here. You are capable. You are chosen for more than survival. And if you've ever doubted your worth, let me remind you, you were not put here by accident. The odds of your existence are astronomical. You are living proof of a miracle, which means your very presence is evidence that you matter. This is the season to rise, not someday, not when I'm ready. Now, because you are ready, more ready than you know. So step into the unknown. Walk toward the thing that scares you. Speak the words you've been holding back. Forgive yourself for the chapters you wish were different. And start writing the chapter only you can write. Because the world is waiting. And whether you realize it or not, someone out there is waiting for your light to reach them. Someone's healing depends on your courage. Someone's freedom depends on your authenticity. This is your moment. The door is open. The invitation has been extended. All that's left is for you to walk through it. You're still here. And that means you've chosen to keep walking deeper into this journey. That choice itself is power, because every time you say yes to truth, you take back territory from fear. Now listen closely. Part of you has always felt like life was happening to you, hasn't it? Like you were at the mercy of circumstances, other people's decisions, unexpected losses, the weight of responsibilities you never asked for. You've been living as though you were a passenger in your own story. But here's the shift. You are not a passenger. You are the author, and the ink has never dried. The chapters that broke you are not the conclusion. They're the setup. They were never meant to bury you. They were meant to reveal what you carry. Think about a diamond. On the surface, it looks like just another stone, ordinary, hidden in the dark, until pressure and fire transform it. That's you. Every ounce of pressure you've endured, every fire you've walked through. It wasn't random. It was shaping you into something unbreakable, undeniable, unstoppable. And yet, for too long, you've seen yourself as less. You've measured your worth against the false yardsticks of the world. Followers, dollars, achievements, approval. But worth has never been about numbers. It's about essence. And your essence is infinite. Stop for a moment and let that sink in. Infinite. Do you realize what that means? It means your potential doesn't have a ceiling. Your capacity to love, to grow, to impact. It stretches beyond anything you've imagined. You've been living in rooms with low ceilings, forgetting the sky exists. It's time to step outside.